Everybody, Mega Roast, everyone back here for FSI DSS. I'm just going to break down quickly the main slate for Saturday, 9:25. It's actually a decent slate for a Saturday evening. So I'm going to make this quick because you guys are probably focusing on college football and getting your NFL things ready. And we got NASCAR, Xfinity race night, preseason hockey starts, so many things going on. So pitching, you got a lot of great options here. You've got Burns from Milwaukee going up against the Mets. So I think he's going to be like the top guy most people are going to look at. Lynn, White Sox going against the Cleveland Indians. They have clinched, so maybe he doesn't go as far. You have Ray from Toronto up against Minnesota. Had a couple struggles recently, but he's been solid overall and a lot of Ks at the end of that lineup. So good matchup there. And you have Kershaw against Arizona. But they gave a couple extra days rest, so maybe he'll go deeper in that game. So up top, a lot of good options. You have Yanola against San Diego, who's continued to struggle. Fried had a good game against him last night. And then I think Anderson, who moved over from the Braves to Seattle, is up against the Angels. I think he's going to be my favorite SP2. Very, very cheap, very reasonable. You can sprinkle in some other cheaper pitchers too, and some of these are going to be a little bit more risk here, but Gutierrez from Cincinnati, if he has a good game, if you get him right, then he definitely does well for you. Fetty from Washington is a GPP. Gallen, if you think the Dodgers are going to throw out not a great lineup there. He's decent, but definitely a GPP one. Lyles maybe from Texas, but I think I'm going to kind of avoid him. I think that's going to be high scoring in a game. So I think in building your lineups, what you really want to do is just start with the Giants. Put Anderson in as your SP2 and then start with the Giants. And I think we're going to look at some of the same people that we had yesterday. I'm going to skip posing catcher. I think I'm going to go down on catchers. A lot of great options around like 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, especially like the guy from Seattle, switch hitter there. I think against the Angels pitcher, he's the one that I would probably look at there. Then Belt at first base, Listella at second base. I'm going to put Bryant at third base, or you can use him in outfield. DK. I'm going to go Crawford. Had a really good game last night. And then probably Wade. So those are the 5 that I'm going to look at from San Francisco. If you put Burns in with that lineup, it really still gives you about 2.6 left per player, which is not bad. If you punt catcher, it gives you a little bit more for the 2 outfielders. And there's a lot of really good bargain outfielders. I think there's also like a couple outfielders from Colorado that got up against DeSclafani should have a good game that are cheap in like the 2K range. So definitely going to consider that. So I think that's where you want to go. If you want to go with some other cash stacks, Dodgers are in a good spot again. That lineup just scares me a little bit because they're so high priced and they're so deep bench. If they get ahead, then they can pitch hit for them. Cincinnati has a great matchup. White Sox against the Cleveland pitcher. Morgan should be a good matchup there. So definitely San Francisco is the top for cash. Dodgers, Cincinnati, and White Sox all make sense. Also, GPP, go with Colorado. Definitely. They could possibly be cash. Also, DeSclafani is a good pitcher, but don't like him in course. And then other GPP, Toronto's a good situation. Atlanta's in a good situation against Weathers. Milwaukee's in a good situation against Hill for the Mets. And then some cheap stacks like these. Seattle, great situation against the LA pitcher. Baltimore and Texas has yielded a lot of runs. You don't have good pitching there. You don't have good bullpens. So those have been good games to target. A lot of hits and home runs there. And then Arizona, I think, against Kershaw would be a swinging. If you don't think he's going to be out there that long, or maybe he's a little bit rusty, he can give up some hits every so often. That's more of a YOLO play. Leverage plays, Mets against Burns, Cleveland against Lynn, San Diego against Yanola, and then LA if Anderson is going to be popular. So that's where I'm looking. So starting with San Francisco, going to use Anderson, and then I'm going to build my lineup, and then I'm going to figure out who I want for my SP1, Burns, Lynn, Ray, Kershaw, Yanola, if I want to pay down a little bit, and then they'll figure out the rest of the bats. So in a GPP, I think I'm going to stack Baltimore and Texas again. So lots of great options. So appreciate you watching this. If you have any questions, reach out to me on the comments below, or MegRoller31 at Twitter. And hopefully you have a really good Saturday in all the sports you play. And it's a really good slate for baseball tonight. So till next time, MegRoller31 out.